I'm calling to order the hearing of Brandon D. Freeman to the position of Associate Justice of the District Court. And at this time, the witnesses are here. Judge Gross is on WebEx. Kellyanne Sanker is here, and Jason Martens is also going to be on WebEx, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So I'll start by reading the letter from the governor. Dear counselors, I'm pleased to nominate Brandon D. Freeman, position of Associate Justice of the District Court. I submit this nomination for the advice and consent of the Executive Council pursuant to Part 2, Chapter 2 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And this time, I would introduce Counselor Ferrara, Counselor Marilyn Petito Devaney, Counselor Iannella.
Thank you very much. I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
Great supporter of yours.
Thank you.
Great supporter. I think you're going to be a great judge, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Counsel.
Counselor Kennedy is here, but, and also Counselor DiPaolo.
Good morning.
Good morning. At this time, I would ask that anyone who is going to testify in favor of the nomination of Brandon D. Freeman, please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to the matter now in hearing before the council. Thank you. All right, first we're going to call on Judge Gross. I know you have a drug court session to get back to. Thank you for accommodating our schedule.
Sure,
Gross.
absolutely. Thank you very much, Counselor Hurley. And again, good morning to members of the Governor's Council. I don't know if you recall, but about a year ago, I had the pleasure and the opportunity to testify before this body regarding, at that time, Attorney Trevon Bailey, who now is Judge Bailey. And I think I said at that time to one of the counselor's comments about what an outstanding candidate Attorney Bailey was, that there was a lot of talent in Western Massachusetts, a lot of fantastic professionals of color who were well-deserved to receive the opportunity to serve their communities from the position of the bench. Since that time, we've had Attorney Danielle Williams, who the council confirmed. We have Magistrate Burton, and now we have Attorney and hopefully soon to be Judge Brandon Freeman. That is indicative and a true manifestation of the talent that is in Western Massachusetts for people of color in terms of the opportunity of the bench. And I want to commend and recognize Counselor Hurley for supporting that and encouraging that. It's a long time coming. I've known Brandon, Attorney Freeman, for over 20 years as well. And we actually shared office space together. I remember seeing him initially when he was at the DA's office and recognizing his talent at that particular time. Level-headed, professional, always prepared, and dealt a fair hand. If he had it, he pursued it. If he didn't, he let you know that, and we were able to resolve matters practicing together on opposite sides. And then I recall him coming to me with a very important life decision. Should he go into private practice? Should he stay in the DA's office, and opportunities that would be available to him with each particular choice? I provided him with some counsel, let him know that if he decided to go the route of private practice, I perhaps could help him with office space, and was very pleased to hear that he wanted to bet on himself and go into private practice. He was an outstanding practitioner. We had the privilege of practicing together for about 8 years. And so, you know, when you practice with someone, you spend almost more time with that person than you do with your family. And I think it's fair to say that Brandon and I became like family. And for those of you who have been in that situation, you know, I have a great deal of love and respect for his wife and his children, and how they've just done a fantastic job, very young, taking on extremely important responsibilities and raising a beautiful family, and have had success themselves individually, but collectively really is what is most impressive. Attorney Freeman comes from a fantastic lineage. You know, it's rare for anyone to see, you know, to come from, you know, one of your parents was a lawyer, etc. Even rarer, unfortunately, for an African American. But Brandon has that lineage. His father is a renowned attorney in Connecticut. A guy who, quite candidly, to show my age and his father's age, was a guy I remember seeing his ad in the Northeast Agent, which was a local Black-owned newspaper in Hartford, Connecticut. I remember seeing Don Freeman's ad as an attorney, and I remember thinking to myself, even in high school, like, wow, I, I had not seen that very often, a Black male attorney, and I thought to myself, the seeds of that ambition, of that dream, were planted in that. I had no idea that life would bring me to the point where one day I would meet his son and have this relationship, both professionally and personally. So there's a lineage there. There's a very special mystique that I think this also addresses. He's an outstanding practitioner. You guys have seen his resume, his qualifications, both criminal, in fact, he prosecuted and defended, civil. He worked as a magistrate in the state of Connecticut. He's handled litigation on all levels. You really can't get more qualified than that for any court, let alone the district court. But I also think it's who he is as a person, a father, a son, an athlete,
Holy Ghost.
college athlete. I'm sorry?
Don't say Holy Ghost.
Oh, no, that's right. That's right. Not the Holy Ghost. Absolutely. But all these things, they all go into this fantastic mix that makes who he is. So I'll end by just saying I congratulate the governor for this fantastic nomination. I urge the council to support it. He's an outstanding candidate, and I'm already pleased to have him as a colleague and as a friend in the law, and now looking forward to having him as a colleague on the bench.
Thank you very much. Any questions of Judge Gross? Counselor Devaney?
I just want to welcome you back. How
Thank
long
you.
has it been, Judge?
Oh my goodness, that's aha. So I celebrate my 10-year anniversary this month, Counselor.
How many years has it been?
10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we haven't seen you.
I was here for another outstanding candidate, Tina Cafaro, quite recently. So I had the
Your
privilege.
service. Can you tell me or tell us one attribute that you think this nominee will bring to the court?
Perspective, I think, is probably, if I had to hone in on one word, perspective. Attorney Freeman has had these different experiences from the perspective of a criminal defense lawyer, a district attorney, and a civil practitioner. He has the perspective of a father. He's been, as I said before, the son, and not the Holy Ghost, but the son of a very famous and accomplished lawyer. So he has these very different perspectives that are very interesting. A college athlete, that I think all will assist him, because the district court, as we know, is the court of the people. It's everyday people that come in and they're looking for second chances. Sometimes they have to be redirected. These things are very important to be able to look at and have real life experiences behind it. So I think that Attorney Freeman has an abundance of real life experience that he'll bring to the position that is going to enhance and assist him in his ability to execute the important function that we have.
Thank you.
Well, your testimony means a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Any
it.
other questions?
Absolutely.
Hearing none, thank you very much for your testimony.
Absolutely.
And go back to work.
I know. Back to work. Good luck, Attorney Freeman.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, you got it. Take care.
Here. You're doing a great job in Westfield District Court. Thank you.
Oh,
All right,
thank you
at this
very much.
time, you bet. At this time, we'll hear from Jason Martins. He is an Assistant Chief Probation Officer in the Springfield District Court, but he's here at his own capacity as a citizen and someone who knows our nominee, Brandon Freeman, very well. So we'll hear from you now, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Good morning to the remainder of the counselors in the room, and good morning to Brandon. I've known Brandon for about 15 years now, when I first started as a probation officer in Springfield District Court. Ever since I've known Brandon, I have always had respect for him. I've observed him on many occasions in the courtroom. He's always carried himself with respect. He's very level-headed, and all his recommendations, are found to be just. He's always looking at the perspective of not just his client, public safety. If there's a victim involved in the situation, it's just the way he carries himself, and he's very, always communicating with prosecution, the probation department. If he ever has any questions, he'll be the first one at the counter, asking if certain things are available, what type of programs are available to his clients. And that's a good trait. The questions he asks, rather than going into the courtroom and, just assuming things and putting him out there, and then we have to delay time and just get back to where we started. So that component, to myself at least, shows that he could make good decisions on the bench. If not, he would step things back, and that those type of things are very important in the courtroom. Also, one of the things that Brandon recognizes is we have a lot of substance use disorder in this country, and it's a disease. And we have a drug court in our Springfield District Court, and it's very important that you all know that Brandon's made numerous recommendations to our drug court. This is a high-risk, high-need drug court. It triggers a high-risk and high-need population out there. It's intensive treatment, and it's very difficult to persuade an individual to engage in a drug court. And Brandon's made numerous recommendations, and you must know that it's very important for a judge to understand the substance use disorder out there. He's, even during COVID, he's reached out to our office, asking what's out there for individuals, what treatment can I offer my client. He wants to get back on track. And during COVID, it was very difficult, but the way he communicated with us, we can almost have a seamless transition into individuals getting back on track with their lives when they have some significant co-occurring disorder. So that's a very big trait that I think is good for Mr. Freeman having. Again, he is very level-headed. The qualities that he has that I've spoken about, I think will allow him to make sound decisions on the bench. And I hope to be working with Mr. Freeman one day.
Thank you. Any questions of this witness? Hearing none. Thank you very much, Mr. Martins.
Thank you.
Jason's wife served me as a probation officer in the Chicopee District Court. She did a great job of that. I think she's out in Belchertown now, is that correct?
She is, Your Honor.
And how many kids?
2.
All right, keep it going. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck, Brandon.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we'll hear from Shelley Sanker, who is an Assistant Clerk Magistrate in the Springfield District Court. You.
Good afternoon, counselors. I've been part of the trial court community for over 20 years. During that time, I've worked as a victim witness advocate in the district, the juvenile and superior courts. I've also worked as an assistant district attorney in the district and juvenile courts. I've been an assistant clerk magistrate, cross-designated and assigned to the housing, district, and juvenile courts. And I'm currently the assistant clerk in charge of jury. I say all of this to let you know that I have many years of experience in various courts. I've observed and watched closely many judges that I've been in contact with, and I'm here to fully support Brandon Freeman for the district court vacancy. For the past 18 years, I've had the pleasure of working with and observing Brandon both in his district court practice and as an assistant district attorney and as a defense attorney. He possesses all of the qualities which would make an outstanding judge. He has demonstrated an ability to multitask. He does this with grace and professionalism. He treats everyone with respect and compassion. By doing this, he instills confidence in the legal process. He possesses a very strong work ethic. He's intelligent, he's personable, and he's very diligent and generous with his time. As many of you know, Springfield District Court is one of the busiest courts in the Commonwealth. It's often a contentious place to practice law. However, Brandon has always been, throughout all of these years, consistently patient and thoughtful, whether he is interacting with his clients, the opposing party, or any court staff that he comes into contact with. He embraces all challenges, and he's dedicated to following the rule of law. By all facets, Brandon is an exceptional candidate. I'm confident he would be a great addition to the district court. In closing, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak on his behalf. I fully support his nomination and ask that you vote in favor of his confirmation.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Councilor Devaney?
Thank you for testifying. I don't believe you've been working 20 years.
I
It
have.
must have been 10.
I have a great colorist.
But tell me, working at them, what, is there any, do you work with them closely every day? And
Not every day. During the pandemic, I'm not in the courtroom as often. However, we communicate often by phone, by email, anytime he has any
see why they haven't brought it through because it's far and few between. The hell happened to me? Yeah. He's not gonna be. Sorry. Oh, wrong one. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah. Can't get on. Is there no service here?